Hey, we're live. Press the live button, didn't see it pop up. Well, glad to be here today and thanks for tuning in. We have a change of schedule. Imagine that it happens. It's a busy week. So if you're in the accounting, bookkeeping, CPA space, chances are you might realize that it is tax time. And a lot of people in this industry are crunched for their time right now, which is understandable. I mean, everyone puts things off to the last minute, and then uh, it's hard to get it done. So can understand that. So we've actually scheduled our planned guest for a later time. So what are we doing today? All right, we are talking about elevating the experience that you provide and how important it is. Now, recently, I was invited to a an awesome event down in Orlando, Florida, and this was through Michael McCormick of Financial Clarity Group. He's a CPA. He's also a financial advisor. And he invited me to this conference for advanced advisors. And what I gained there was this book. I'm going to tell you about it in this session. So, this is all about experience. You may be wondering, what experience are you talking about? Well, here's some of the highlights, just to give you an idea what we're talking about here. Um, the experience economy. So what this is showing, okay, this is a graph, and this is the experience economy. And initially, we had commodities. And if you're offering a commodity, which in this example is like um, coffee beans, they're sourced from the earth, right? And commodities are pretty much the same. And the only difference between them would be the price. So you don't want your business to be positioned as a commodity. Now, the coffee beans turns into a good packaged coffee. Now, packaged coffee can source different types of coffee beans, and it can source different brands of coffee beans, and it's a step of just any coffee beans, right? And then we have a step above that, brewed coffee service, right? So now coffee beans, packaged coffee, but brewed coffee, you pay a bit more for brewed coffee. So when you go to the store, you're paying for the brewed coffee. It's going to cost you a bit more than if you just would buy the coffee it would take to brew a cup of coffee, right? Now, taking it to the next level, Starbucks creates an experience where you come in, they've got nice seats, lighting, music, ambiance, the aroma of coffee. You can sit down and chill out with friends. You can use their Wi Fi, and it's an experience, right? So, another visualization of this is the commodity. If you're just getting the coffee beans, maybe it's 5 cents per cup. If you buy it as a product, maybe it's 15 cents per cup. If you buy it, just get a cup of coffee at your average store, maybe you're paying $1.50. But if you go to Starbucks, you're paying for the experience, it's $3 to $5. So great. Now, do you sell coffee? Maybe, but probably not. And how can this apply to your business? Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how you can shift your business from being perceived as a commodity, from being perceived as just a product or another service, but elevating it to an experience. And some of the best brands have done this, including Macintosh, where they create an experience when you go to their store and you interact with their products. So the thought is, how can you provide a better experience to those you serve? Now, in the accounting world, as we were talking about earlier, or the financial advisory world, or a coaching and advisory person that works with other businesses, they can elevate the experience they provide through different touch points, through creating a different sensory experiences through how they are providing their services, and craft such an experience that it can't be easily duplicated. It elevates above what they can get elsewhere, and it will increase the lifetime value of a customer. It'll increase customer retention, and it will also cultivate raving fans when you create awesome, memorable experiences, right? So that's the thought. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen me talk about customer value journey optimization. And it's a framework that I've been certified in under digital marketer to help businesses optimize their customer value journey by really looking at the full journey and identifying the gaps, the strengths, the weaknesses, the bottlenecks, the untapped opportunities, the blind spots, and crafting a plan to take it from where it's at now to optimizing it for the best possible experience, right? So, customer value journey optimization is all about how do you provide a better experience. Now, most businesses don't even take the time to see what they're doing when it comes to value journey optimization. They don't take a pulse, they're not looking at it, they're just working in their business, connecting with people, working in their business, but they're not really taking a step back, looking at things with a fresh perspective and saying, how can I provide a better experience? So that is when we're doing a value journey assessment, that's what we're looking to do is look at each touch point from awareness to advocate and identify what can be improved to provide a better experience. And you could do this for yourself. Now, taking it one step to the next level, one of the things that I gained from the Mats and Money One conference was not just to create a great experience, but create a memorable experience. So before you go there, you got to start with making sure you have looked at the touch points and make sure that you've got something. When I'm working with a business or business owner, a lot of times I'll say progress beats perfection. You've got to start and get something out there first. And then once you set the foundations, you can then optimize it to the next level. So I'm saying the same thing to you right now. Don't be concerned about having to come out of the gate with the most amazing experience ever, but consider looking at what you're doing in the different touch points of how you're connecting with your customers and think about what can I do that maybe gives a little bit of differentiation, creates a better experience, a memorable experience. It changes the way how people feel as they're interacted with you, right? So if you're looking to build more loyalty with those you serve, if you want to cultivate advocates and promoters for your brand, you want to create an amazing experience, right? So that's all what we're talking about here is the experience economy. And that's where we're in now. So it's no longer good enough to just offer the service itself. You've got to be thinking about how you can amplify that, how you can turn up the dials if you want to create advocates and promoters for your brand. So when you do that, you'll naturally attract more ideal customers. You'll have more satisfied customers. You'll have more enjoyment and excitement because you're working with the people that like, respect, and appreciate you. And you're having fun doing it. Your team will appreciate it that much more. Everything is awesome. If you've seen the Lego movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've got two boys who are 7 and 10 at the time of this recording, and I've seen the Lego movie. So I want you to think of right now, as we'll wrap this session up, think about what is it that you do when you're providing your service that helps differentiate it from someone else that might be doing something very similar? How do you differentiate your service? How do you provide a better experience overall? There's many different ways you could do that. Some people learn from listening. Some people learn from watching. Some people learn through feeling and actually touching and experiencing things. Some combined all three together to really create something different. So think about how you can create an experience that will be memorable. One of the podcasts uh, providers that I've worked with, Interview Valet, they did a nice job and sent me a candle. This is not it, but it's a candle. They sent me a candle that had a nice fragrance, and it said, "Thank you for being part of our podcast solution providers," or something of that nature. And it was memorable. That that's an example. So think for yourself. What's something that you could do to differentiate? One of the things that we like doing, growth amplifiers, is we've got our action planners that we'll mail out to our new clients and say, hey, look, if you're looking to amplify your business, you'll need a plan. And rather than just hoping it gets done, you may journal about it, increasing the likelihood of your success. So when they're writing things down, working through some of the content that you have, learning about, your philosophy, strategies, examples, those are ways that they're interacting with your brand, taking it into a different dimension. The auto comments that come in on this channel are not my favorite. I don't know if they show up elsewhere, but they're a little bit distracting. So I'd like to see in the comments in the replay, think about what's something that you could do. I'll just put this up here one more time so that this is how things are changing, right? The market's changing. The way business is working is changing. And if you want to compete and be on the top, you've got to think about how to do this, creating a better experience. Now, if you're looking for ideas, if you want a fresh perspective, um, growth amplifiers, we do offer businesses who are looking to amplify their business a complimentary value journey assessment. So this is looking at your customer value journey and exploring for the bottlenecks, untapped opportunities, blind spots, helping you identify what they are. We do this for free. We do this as a way of giving back, building relationships, providing value, right? And that comes back full circle, as that's how we earn reviews. That's how we earn introductions. And sometimes we earn direct business. When we share some ideas and people say, hey, I could actually use some help getting those ideas into action, we say, let's have that conversation. So if you'd like some idea for what you could do there, that would be something that you could just contact us. You can go to growthamplifiers.com. You could chat to me on LinkedIn. We could set up a time and look at your customer value journey. Looking for ways that you can elevate the value you provide at the different touch points to create a better experience, to cultivate advocates and promoters for your brand. So that is what we're talking about today. If you have examples of brands and businesses that have done a good job here, we would love to hear that. We would love to hear that. So thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you on the replay. If you found this helpful, or if you have a thought or comment that could contribute to the conversation, please put so in comments. Shares and likes are highly appreciated, and look to catch you on the next show. Thank you very much, and have an awesome day.